This is a Toyota TRD Pro, one of the few pickup trucks we actually have in Gran Turismo 7, and we see it actually receives an engine swap this month. So this month we can actually take the engine from the Dodge Demon and throw it into this pickup truck. So yes, it is going to be an exciting swap, and it's quite needed because we see the Toyota Tundra is not the fastest thing around. Reason for that? Well, it produces 379 brake horsepower. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that's not actually that little bit of power. The issue comes in with the weight of it, because this weighs 2,500 kg. So yeah, it weighs as much as a house or a Dodge Demon. So it's kind of fitting that we actually get the Demon swap into this vehicle. So what that means with this power level and the weight of the vehicle, well, when it comes to lap times around Kyoto Driving Park, well, you are going to find yourself setting lap times around the 2-minute 10-second mark. Now with this pickup truck, well, don't expect lightning fast acceleration. It has good acceleration, but nothing really that's going to blow you away or really knock your socks off. Because we see even coming down Kyoto Driving Park straightaway, which look, it's not the longest of straightaways, but we still find ourselves doing 178 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes from around the first corner. That's the thing, when it comes to cornering, well, the vehicle isn't really the best at it. It's extremely top heavy due to the fact of it's extremely high. I mean, it's a pickup truck. Then we see we take it off road, and this is really when it's in its element. This is really what it was made for, and you can actually have a bit of fun with it. Look, you're not going to set lightning fast lap times like around the off-road circuit, and something that you might actually notice is the rear end is extremely bouncy, or it's stiff, or I don't even know how to explain it, but when you hit a jump, that rear end almost wants to make the car flip completely over. So yeah, that is something you need to watch out for when you want to actually drive this vehicle off-road. But now, when I said this vehicle was well deserving of an engine swap, it already has one, because we see the engine swap from the Lexus SC430 GT500. Yes, this car already has, this pickup truck already has the engine swap from a Group 2 race car, which means it already has tons of power, great fuel efficiency, and when you want to take a round circuit, it's just exciting. Now this engine swap will cost you 500,000 credits. It has great performance, and as I said, it's light on fuel, fully upgraded. You can see just under 700 performance points, which means you can use it for money grinding. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with this engine swap. But let's say you want more power in your Tundra. Well, that's where the Demon swap comes in, because once you purchase the Demon swap for a lot less money, well, you will be able to then take it on over to a tuning shop, throw some upgrades in it, and really increase the power. Because standard, we see the Demon swap comes in with 840 brake horsepower. Then once you actually just spend all of your money fully upgrading the power plant, well, you are going to be left with 1,186 brake horsepower in a vehicle that only weighs 1,767 kg. So a lot lighter of a vehicle and a lot more power in it. So what does that mean when it comes to using around the circuit? So when it comes to us traveling down a straight line, it goes a lot faster. I mean, coming down Kyoto Driving Park straightaway, which once again is not a long straightaway, we find ourselves doing almost 280 kilometers per hour, which is outright impressive considering the fact of the vehicle still isn't really that lightweight. And we see with the amount of power that it produces, even with the pickup truck being, I mean, 4-wheel drive, all of the bits for downforce, you can absolutely throw this puppy around, can absolutely throw this pickup truck around and just have it slide about and have so much fun with it. And that's the thing, the Toyota Tundra, you don't really use it that often in the game. There's no real need for it. It's not really a vehicle that you're like, you know what, I really want to jump into my Tundra. But with engine swaps like the ones that this vehicle has, it makes it exciting. It makes it another reason for you to actually consider driving this vehicle. Because look, lap times, you're not going to set the fastest lap times possible, but you are still going to set decent lap times. I mean, for example, I assess a lap time of a 1 minute 35.4 around Kyoto Driving Park. That is a competitive lap time. I always say anything faster than a 1 minute 35 is competitive. Anything faster than a 1 minute 30 is a bit overpowered, and anything faster than a 1 minute 25 is just outright what is going on now. So yeah, the Toyota Tundra fit perfectly in with the competitive style, and it's a unique vehicle to have. It's a unique vehicle to drive, and it doesn't handle like your regular street car, which is what I love. And the fact of, with it still being 4-wheel drive, you can still take the vehicle on over to off-road events and have some fun with it. The vehicle is still very capable of actually setting quite fast lap times off-road. Now the only downside with this engine swap compared to the Lexus one is, well, simply the fuel efficiency. You aren't gonna have as light of a vehicle on fuel compared to the Group 2 engine and the Hellcat engine, well, the Demon engine, because the Demon engine absolutely guzzles fuel, and whereas the Lexus engine is a purpose-built race car engine, that engine is going to be extremely light on fuel, produce tons of power, and is overall just an insanely good swap. But let's say you don't want to use the Tundra for racing, you just want to experience a fast Toyota Tundra. Well, the Demon swap is your go-to option because you can travel a lot faster in a straight line and even around a circuit with the Demon swap. Only downside, when the event has fuel consumption applied to it, well, you are going to find yourself having to dive into pits a lot more compared to Lexus swap. But does that mean the pay difference, because the Lexus swap is 500,000, Demon swap is 200,000, that's 300,000 credits, which is quite a lot of credits. So if you are going to be using the Toyota Tundra for money grinding, by all means use the Tundra swap, use the Lexus swap. But if you are not going to be using the Tundra for money grinding and you just want to use it for just a bit of honing around and just having fun with it, by all means the cheaper Demon swap and the latest one we have for this vehicle is your go-to option, and one that you really shouldn't even think too much about, because when I tell you this is still a fantastic engine swap, it completely transforms the standard Toyota Tundra. So it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's an affordable engine swap, produces tons of power, and it's just a good swap. So let me know your thoughts and opinions of this engine swap in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your experience with this engine swap. So with this being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.